Hi, in 2022 I got watched 1118 hours. I gained 333 subscribers and I made 23 videos. In other words, this was a great year for my channel. And I think it's important to think about why that is. In this video we're gonna look back at everything I did this year to see what went well and what didn't. In this video, we're gonna look at every video I made this year and we're gonna put them in the tier list. I'm also gonna write down everything I learned about making videos this year. I don't know if this will be entertaining or fun to watch, because it's so different from what I usually do, but I really wanna make this a yearly tradition, because I think learning from your mistakes is important. And this is a great way to do it. So let's get right into it. I will be rating my videos on enjoyability, on if you can learn something from it, and the presentation. The first video I made this year was my first Why It Fails ever. The video was about why Wonder Woman's leitmotif in the Snyder Cut wasn't executed well because of how much it was used, and I still stand by that. The leitmotif was used so much that it felt like it had nothing to do with Wonder Woman's journey. It just became annoying noise that played every time she was on screen. This video is not perfect though. Before I talk about the leitmotif stuff, I first review the Snyder Cut, which is something that I really don't like. Why It Fails is not about the quality of an entire story. It's about one aspect. So I don't really like the fact that I review the film before I start talking about the things you can learn from it. I'm gonna put this video in B tier. It's okay, but it could be better. I'm also gonna write down that I shouldn't review something when the video I'm making is not about the general quality of the thing I'm reviewing. The second thing I made was why How to Train Your Dragon is a masterpiece. And I don't really know how I feel about this one. I really like what I had to say about the opening and about how the movie perfectly sets up all the characters and their motivations, but I feel like I glossed over pretty much everything else that I like about the movie. I should have gone way more in depth, because I really only talk about the opening and the Forbidden Friendship sequence. So yeah, not bad, but way too short. Go in depth if you dedicate an entire video to a piece of art, you dum-dum. Also B tier. I reviewed the Batman, and I don't really like my video about it. I think the music in the video was way too loud, and I glossed over a bunch of stuff, because all of my videos used to be very short back then. And I basically said everything I wanted to say in my best movies of the year video. I still stand by everything I said in the video, and I do think I made some great points. But the video was not that enjoyable, there was very little to learn from it, and the editing and presentation were very basic. C tier. The next video I made this year was the first Expanding My Horizon video, and I actually really like this video. The thing I like most about it is the fact that it feels like I say a lot, even though it's only 3 minutes long. I also said some very interesting things about color motifs and getting the audience invested in your characters before you try to kill them off. And I think there is a lot to learn from this video. I also think Expanding My Horizon is a great concept, but it's a shame I'm the only one who thinks that way, because no one watches Expanding My Horizon videos. This is our first A tier video. Right after that, I made my first White Nails video, which is also a great video. The editing was pretty dynamic, and I actually think I had some interesting things to say that can be very helpful for writers. Yeah, I don't have that much to say about this video. It could be a bit longer, but I really like it. A tier. After that, I made my second One Scene video. It was about an underrated moment in season 3 of Legend of Korra, and I'm gonna be honest with you all. I don't remember a single thing about this video. I'm gonna watch it again. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, this is also a really good video in my opinion. I did a great job explaining why I like the scene and what makes Sahir such a great villain. I think the thing I said about him using air for such a bad deed and what that meant was great, but I really wish I would have gone deeper into Sahir's counter-ideologies to other characters, and especially to other airbenders, because I think that was very relevant to the things I already said in the video, and it could have elevated it to S tier. But for now, it's a great A tier video. Wow, 3 A tiers in a row! So far this video has just been me complimenting myself. So I think it's time we talk about the next video I made this year. My video about the Darth Maul fight. Okay, I'm gonna pull a Logan Paul here and say that this wasn't my fault when it totally was. I had forgotten Star Wars Day existed until it was May the 4th. And I told a friend about an idea of making a shitpost video about how much Kenobi loves the high ground. And he said it was a great idea, so I had to speedrun an entire video in one day, and well, it's really bad. The video has the worst presentation out of all my videos. The thumbnail is ugly and the editing is painfully unfinished. There is nothing to learn from this video, and I probably made half of the Star Wars fandom mad by calling Phantom Menace boring. It's a pretty good comedy video, and I think the joke was funny, especially when you consider the fact that my viewers knew I unironically reviewed movies at that point. But the video was rushed, and you can really see that in the final product. I'm gonna write down that I have to start with things on time, and that I have to wait with uploading videos until the videos are actually finished. D tier. The next video I made had a pretty funny story behind it. It was a review of Multiverse of Madness, and I actually hated this video when I uploaded it. Like, I was actually considering not releasing it at all. I don't know why, but I was ashamed of this video. But nowadays, I love it. Yeah, it was a bit short and the editing was not the most interesting thing in the world. But damn, this video slaps. I still stand by everything I've said in this video, and the eye penis joke is still the best original joke I've ever made on this channel. Like, how did I come up with that shit? There were some things to learn in the video, and yeah, just a very enjoyable video, and I don't get why I used to hate it. A tier. Moon Knight time. God, I love this video. My Moon Knight review has a special place in my heart, because it's more than 20 minutes long. I mainly made this video to prove to myself that I could make a long video. Like, if I could make the Moon Knight video, I could do anything. And I did make the video, and I loved it. I haven't made an actual review of anything in 3 months because I'm starting to realize that 5-minute reviews aren't really fair, because every piece of art deserves to be talked about for longer than 5 minutes. But I love my Moon Knight review, because I was able to say everything I wanted to say about it, because of how long the video was. I also think the video was pretty enjoyable to watch, and my editing and presentation were on point. God, I love this thumbnail. I don't agree with everything I said in the video, but I don't really think that matters in this case, because I explained why I thought the way I did about the show so well, that it always feels like I'm giving a reason for what my opinion is. I think this is our first S tier video. Bravo, BlowFish. My Obi-Wan Kenobi review was not very good. The editing was very fun, but I glossed over so many important things. Obi-Wan Kenobi deserves multiple video essays discussing why it's the most mediocre thing ever. And I kinda felt guilty for making a piece of content that was so bland that it just became one of the million bland pieces of content that can't even be consumed in a lifetime, because there are so many of them. The good editing can't save this video, and I should not have made it. C tier. My Big Lebowski video sucks and I wish I had never made it. Almost everything is wrong with this video, and I have no excuse. I only focused on the comedy aspect of the movie, and I think I should have talked way more about literally anything else. I also used way too much text boxes, like this video became an entire book. I don't know why, but I kinda hate this video. I have almost nothing to say about it, just do better, Jesse. D tier. The next video I made was about why DreamWorks should stop milking their franchises, and I really like it. This was one of my favorite videos to make, because of how passionate I am about the topic of the video. I really love DreamWorks, and I still stand by everything I said in that video, although DreamWorks has kinda redeemed themselves, even though they're still milking their franchises. But I already have a video planned where I discuss the state of DreamWorks animation, so I'm not gonna get into that right now. This video did really well, and I think it deserved that. The presentation wasn't amazing, but I definitely get my point across, and that point definitely deserved a video. So yeah, A tier. I also reviewed Whiplash, which is still one of the best pieces of art I've ever experienced in my entire life. The video itself was not that amazing, but I don't think it's bad either. I spent way too much time on explaining how my score system works, and why it's hard to get a 10 out of 10. And I think I spent way too less time on actually reviewing the movie. But I think the editing and presentation were pretty okay, and I really like what I did say about Whiplash, even though I didn't say much. B tier, pretty decent. My next 4 videos did extremely well in terms of views, and I don't really get why, especially with this first one. So I made a video about how Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul used colors to enhance its storytelling. And yeah, I know BCS was ending right around that time, but I made a video about something that 10 different people had already covered in better ways, so I don't really get why it popped off that hard. But this video did extremely well, and it was really helpful because a lot of comments gave me very helpful feedback. I don't really like the video because my microphone sucked for some reason, and like I said, what I said in the video had been said in better ways. I also don't like that I glossed over Better Call Saul, because it definitely deserved to be talked about because of how it used colors. But I didn't talk about Better Call Saul very much for some reason, so yeah, not a great video, but it was very helpful because of the feedback. B tier. The second video out of the 4 that did really well was my latest one scene video about our favorite horse. I love this video and I think it actually deserves the amount of views it got. I made this entire video in one day, but this time it didn't suck ass. I talked about something I think no one has ever said on the platform before. I obviously don't know if that's true, but I have watched a lot of stupid piece of shit videos and I've never heard anyone talk about how the voice leitmotif shows how Hollybox's voice will never go away by playing it even after the episode is done. And I think it was a very helpful video, because Bojack used leitmotifs in a very unique way that can improve a lot of stories. So I think there was a lot to learn from this video. I also really like the presentation and editing, and I think it was a very enjoyable video. S tier, one of my favorite videos of the year. My next video is a really special one. I reviewed everything I watched in July and August, and believe it or not, I did not steal that idea from Karsten. I only found out he also did this in like November. And this video is an hour long. This does not feel like a video in my mind. I see this as an accomplishment. I kinda made this video for the same reasons I made the Moon Knight review. Like, if I could make this, I could make anything. And I think the video itself is fine. It was very enjoyable to watch and it had some great moments, but I kept way too much silence between the things I say. Like, it's hard to explain, but I feel like the pacing of the audio was way too slow, and I feel like I wasn't really fair to a lot of things like Mad Max 4. I still think it's pretty bad, but it wasn't fair of me to say I wasn't invested in some of the characters, so the movie is ass. Because I was just looking for a quick reason to justify my negative score, and that was the first thing that I thought about. So I'm gonna write down, try to cover as much as we can when reviewing an entire piece of art. B tier. It's my greatest accomplishment so far, but it's definitely not my best video. My last in the wow, these videos did really well streak is my Age of Ultron rant. Let's be honest, it's just a rant. Not a why it fails video. The like to view ratio is pretty low, because I fucking despise this movie, and I made that very clear. I get mad every time I think about it. And I don't think my video was very fair to the movie. Don't get me wrong, I still think it's the worst sequel ever made and it deserves to rot in hell. But like, there were way more, let's say, civilized ways to get that point across than Joss Whedon ruined everything and every character gets ruined except for one. That's also why I still really like the ending of the video, where I talk about one thing that the movie did really well. I do think there is a lot to learn from this video about sequels and how they have to continue every part of their predecessor. But let's be honest, it was just a rant video. It wasn't that enjoyable and the editing and presentation were pretty mediocre. B tier. My next video was about Intergalactic, and oh god, I was wrong. That video was about why I didn't really like the writing of Intergalactic, but I still gave it a pretty positive score because it had beautiful animation and it tried to make Spider-Verse animation more mainstream. But I don't think it was fair to give it points for that. YouTube editor and critic Citizen Hall said that we were sending out a harmful message to studios by saying that Intergalactic was good because of its animation. Because studios will just think that having a bad script is okay, as long as the animation is pretty. And at first I thought he was overreacting, but then I realized that the exact same thing happens with the bad guys. People love the movie for its animation, even though the script was really mediocre. And oh god, it's everywhere. So yeah, I should have been harder on Intergalactic, but I still really like the video. I don't have that much to say about the actual video, just overall solid stuff, but I should have been way meaner. B tier. We have arrived at my most popular video to this day. How Outer Wilds changed my life. It has almost 9,000 views, and over half of my subscribers have subscribed to me because of that video. And I honestly think it's one of my best videos. I don't think it's my best video, spoiler alert, the sequel to this video is better, but I still really like this video, because of everything really. The thumbnail is incredibly sexy. The music I used was great, because it was Outer Wilds music, what did you expect? This is also a pretty well written video in my opinion. It had an actual structure, and I think most of the things I said were pretty valuable, even though all of those things had already been said 1,000 times. The best part of this video was how personal it felt. I usually make videos because a new movie has come out and I have opinions about it, so I make a video about those opinions. But that was very different for this video. Outer Wilds is such a life-changing experience that I wanted to make a video about it because I wanted as much people as possible to also experience this beautiful game. And showing how the game affected me was a very smart move. So yeah, great video, S tier. My next video was about Twin Peaks, and I think it was a great video because it was about a very unique way to set things up in a story. This is probably the video that can teach you the most out of everything I've made this year. I don't think it was perfect though. I assumed the information overload was intentional, but someone in the comments pointed out that it was just because the show had a lot of different writers, and sometimes a writer would just give information to the viewer, but then another writer would come in who had no idea what to do with the setup, so they just didn't do anything with it. So I gave David Lynch way too much credit. I'm gonna write down that I have to do my research properly, because I don't want this to happen again. Still great video though. B tier. My next video was about God of War, and I have to admit something. I haven't actually finished the game yet. I know how the story goes and that's why I was able to make this video, but I have not finished the game yet. And I should have told you guys, I just wanted to get some Ragnarok hype views. I have no excuse. This is obviously my biggest flaw of the year. Don't fucking lie to your audience, dudes. The video itself was pretty fun, but it's going down a tier because I never finished the game, while I implied I did. C tier. The video I made after that was the Glass Onion one. And this video has the best presentation out of all of my videos. I mean, look at the thumbnail. Look at that spoiler warning. Hell, it even synced up with the music. Okay, I'm done complimenting myself. I should not have made this video. Why? Because I criticized my own interpretation. Like, I interpreted the themes of the movie a certain way, and then I said Glass Onion had a bad ending because I didn't like my own interpretation. And it's a shame, because I said some very interesting things about how themes affect sequels. But I shouldn't have made the video because I criticized a fucking interpretation. So I'm gonna write down that I should try avoid criticizing themes because they're really tricky to talk about. B tier. My last video of the year was my top 5 movies of 2022, and I think it was a great video. I still agree with my top 5, although Banshees of Inisherin is kinda catching up to the Batman, but like, yeah, great video. I think I explained why I liked my favorite film so much really well, and the video was very fun to make. It was also very fun to watch and well edited. I was really hoping this video would do well, and then it got blocked for having footage of everything everywhere all at once. And like, I can't really fix that because it was the number 2 on the list, but yeah. A tier, good video. I'm also gonna talk about my second Outer Wilds video, even though it didn't come out in 2022, because it's my video, why not? Yeah, this video is amazing. It has the best structure out of all of my videos, and I really like what I had to say. The video also had my favorite audience reaction out of all of my videos. It felt so great to read comments like I was waiting for this, or I was looking forward to this video. It's insane to me that people were looking forward to something I was making. That just feels amazing. I think this is easily my best video. It had an interesting topic, amazing presentation, probably the best editing out of all of my videos, and it was a very fun video to watch in my opinion. S tier. So yeah, that's what I did this year. This is the list of my flaws, and I hope I can learn from them. We'll do the same thing next year. And this will be the first video that I will talk about in that video. I also want to set a goal for myself every year, and my goal for 2023 is getting monetized. It would be amazing if I could get monetized this year, and yeah, that's everything I have to say for now. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in like 2 weeks. Hey you! Yeah you! Do you hate touching grass? Do you love Discord servers? Do you like winning money by writing stories? Well, you should probably join my Discord server then. You can talk about games, movies, or anything else. We even have monthly writing competitions with actual prize money. Join it now! The link is in the description.